Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Mukesh English. Friends, in this video I'll discuss the question paper, that is 2024 examination question paper, belongs to 4th semester BA Generic English under Bangalore North University BNU question paper this is, and the duration for the examination 2 hours 30 minutes. And this question paper has a very special novel, The Thousand Faces of Night, that's by Geeta Hariharan, and this novel has the weightage for 30 marks. So first we'll discuss here 30 marks questions from the novel, and from this novel now let's have discussion about the 2 marks questions. Who is Dan? When does Devi meet him? Dan is a fellow student in America whom Devi befriends while attending college. So Dan is Devi's friend in America when she was studying. Why did Annapurna come to live with Devi's parents? Annapurna is a distant cousin of Devi's mother, Sita. After losing her parents, Annapurna comes to live with Sita's family, seeking shelter and support. During her stay, she becomes a close companion to young Devi, sharing playful moments, forming a deep bond. Annapurna also assists Sita with household work, integrating herself into the family dynamic. Devi married with Mahesh. Yes, true statement. What was the name of the movie which Dan and Devi chose to watch the last day? Casanova. Casanova, Casanova. Casanova. How did Sita react when her father in law scolded her? In an anger and frustration, she pulled out the strings of Veena and vowed not to play Veena again, and replied in a whisper, "Yes, I am a wife and a daughter in law." Why did Devi's father in law go to America? To seek better economic opportunities and improve his family's financial situation. Sita was an expert Veena player. Sita, Devi's mother, was an expert Veena player. So these are the 2 marks questions from the novel Thousand Faces of Night. Now the 5 marks questions. Why was Devi unhappy with her married life? Devi's mother finds Mahesh to be the source of Devi's needs, so Mahesh spent an hour with Devi every evening after she agreed to marry him. However, Devi's life with Mahesh was not cheerful. She leaves with Gopal because a fleeting relationship with him gives her the superficial feeling of freedom. Devi's dreams to be a heroine in the life of Mahesh were demolished by him with his statement that marriage is just one among his commitments in life. She lost all her girlish characters after marriage, and she understood the responsibility of a wife through the stories of Baba. When Baba also left the house, loneliness haunted her, and she found it very difficult to cope with the situation. So Devi feels trapped in the marriage due to Mahesh's coldness, indifference, and lack of emotional support. She had hoped marriage would be exciting, but finds herself disappointed and angry in her new role. Second question, describe the episode of Swayamvara Nala Damayanti. Nurtured with the mythological stories of her grandmother, Devi dreams of a Swayamvara for herself. Devi recalls her grandmother's story of Damayanti that was taken from Mahabharata. Nala, the king of Nishad, was handsome, brave, and virtuous. Damayanti's father decided to hold her Swayamvara. She was brave and determined to embrace Nala, so she threw the garland around his neck and embraced him amidst all the conspiracies made even by the gods. Her grandmother concludes the story with a moral: a woman gets her heart's desire by great cunning. So the story of Nala Damayanti fascinated Devi, and from this story, Devi understood the concept of Swayamvara. So these are the 2 questions, and you need to opt here only 1 question, right? Now, answer the following questions for 10 marks. One question you have to opt here for 10 marks. Discuss Devi's relationship with Mahesh and Gopal. So in this question's answer, you'll get here two questions: relationship with Mahesh as well as Gopal, and as well as we can also say Devi's married life. So both questions we will get at one place. So Devi's story is complemented by the stories of four other women: her grandmother, her mother, her father in law, and a servant. All these women, each in her own way, have been both a victim and a survivor. Their lives have been scared by suffering, sacrifice, injustice, and disappointment, yet they are undefeated, unbroken, and strong. The journey of Devi begins when she returns from America as a widowed mother, kept on writing her letters in which she spoke about her unspoken message of loneliness, which brought Devi back to India. Devi used to have a friend named Dan in America who liked her a lot and gave her a marriage proposal. But Devi refuses as she realizes that her mother needs her and she might not be able to well adjust in the culture of American society. Though she has come from a brave new world, she realizes that it's difficult to change the old order with her radical ideas and her dream, like to visit America, and as soon as she is in India. Devi married. Devi is married with Mahesh. Mahesh is a regional manager in a multinational company who stays out of the town mostly and comes to home once in a month for a week or so. After his return to the town, Devi felt the most alienated and lonely and tries to fit herself in the role of a wife and daughter in law, just as her mother did years ago. She had everything, but she finds something was lacking in her life, which was obviously the love and emotional understanding from Mahesh, who just recognized her as a wife who has certain duties to perform in the business of arranged marriage. Now the marriage has become torture for Devi and it hangs like a knife above her neck, where she completely lost her self esteem and choice and just became a wife, a daughter in law, with no other image. Her identity lost in the system of marriage, she was no better of doing anything and other than the household duties and a source of producing son. Most of the time, Devi has nothing to do at home. She spends her time wandering in the house, talking to Baba, listening to stories of Mayama, the servant maid, trying her hand at painting and being the perfect hostess. After Baba's departure to New York, Devi was alone in the house with Mayama and Baba's orphaned books. From the childhood, Devi has listened to her grandmother's mythological stories of Gandhari, Parvari, Sita, and Snake Woman who followed the footsteps of her husband, and the stories of ferocious women like Kritya and Amba who take their revenge. These stories become so much part of her life that she begins to think that she was the very incarnation of all the avenging deities. Finally, Devi decided to walk away out of Mahesh's humiliating atmosphere when she falls for the Hindustani singer, when she falls in love with the Hindustani singer Gopal, who lives in her neighborhood. Devi eloped with Gopal as she does not want to live a life like that of Mayama in or Sita, who took all the husband's violent actions and survives with them anyhow. So she doesn't want to become a self sacrificial woman and she runs away with Gopal. Initially, Devi's relationship with Gopal is warm and affectionate, and to some extent, he succeeded in giving Devi what Mahesh had not given. But the moment he lifts his mask, Devi discerns that Gopal was no better than Mahesh. Lastly, Devi thought that her walking out of Mahesh's life is her first real journey, but after her disappointment with Gopal, she decided to turn no further but to return to her mother to start a new lease of life. So that is the Devi's life with Mahesh and Gopal. Now the last question, second question for 10 marks. So this is a very lengthiest answer. Narrate any two mythological stories told by grandmother. Why have I given you the long answers so you can answer any questions? Gita Hariharan, The Thousand Faces of Night, revolves around three women characters: Devi, central character; Sita, her mother; Mayama, the caretaker cum cook. Gita Hariharan, being brought up in a traditional Hindu family, is well acquainted with all the myths, and she perfectly blends the myth and reality in the modern Indian life. Gita Hariharan explores a prescription of the gender relation by means of Indian mythology. The stories of Gandhari, Amba, Damayanti, and the others reflect on the life of these characters in the novel. Nurtured with the mythological stories of her Gandhari, Devi dreams of a Swamvara for herself. Devi recollects her grandmother's story of Damayanti that was taken from Mahabharata. Nala, the king of Nishad, was handsome, brave, and virtuous. Damayanti's father decided to hold her Swayamvara. She was brave and determined to embrace Nala, so she threw the garland around his neck and embraced him amidst all the conspiracies made even by the gods. Her grandmother concludes the story with a moral: a woman gets her heart's desire by great cunning. The story of Nala Damayanti fascinated Devi. From this story, Devi understood the concept of Swayamvara. Story of Gandhari. The next story, narrated by her grandmother, is about Gandhari, who plays an important role in the Mahabharata. Gandhari was married to a rich prince whose palace was twice as big, twice as magnificent as her parents' palace. On all the ways, he is very rich. The marble pillars shone like mirrors, whereas on meeting her husband for the first time in such a rich palace, she was taken aback, for the white eyes, the pupils glazed and useless. Gandhari, in anger, vowed, took a custom, I mean to say, she vowed never to see again the world. She bound her eyes with the help of a veil or by using blindfold. Summing up the story, Devi's mother says she embraced her destiny, a blind husband, with a self sacrifice worthy of her royal blood. So let's move further. Story of a girl. You can pause the previous video and you can watch, I mean to see the previous slide. Story of a girl who married a snake. Another significant story told by her grandmother deals with a beautiful girl who married a snake. Although Devi's immature mind cannot decode the real purpose underlying the story, it imprinted in her memory as as a story throughout her life. A childless couple prays to God for a child, and in return, a snake is born to them. When the snake grew up, the parents planned a marriage. The father walked to the distant lands in search of a bride. When the host learns that he is in a search of a girl for his venom tongued son, who is in the shape of a snake, he readily offered his gorgeous daughter. The girl, on seeing the snake on as a husband, wholeheartedly accepted her fate, saying that a girl is given only once in marriage. One night the serpent came into her room and spent a night with her. Next morning when she woke up, surprisingly she found a handsome young man on a bed. The story outlines the Hindu concept of rebirth. Devi correlates the story with the fate of the servant maid Gauri. So, 1 minute, yeah. Next, the story of Ganga and Shantanu. The most interesting story, which has a message of motherhood, is about Ganga and Shantanu. She says motherhood is more than the pretty picture you see of a tender woman bent over the baby she's feeding at her breast. On walking along the bank of Ganges, King Shantanu happened to meet a beautiful damsel. He fell in love with her, and in turn, she had promised to marry him, provided he did not interrupt her in her actions. However difficult, he accepted it. No sooner did she give birth to a child than she killed it drowning in river Ganges. She killed 7 children. Shantanu could not approve of such conduct, but he remained silent for holding up because of the promise he had done. Upon the birth of the eighth child, he could not refrain protesting her from drowning the child. The lady goes back to her normal form, river Ganges, saying, "Then take him, be the father and mother to him." She plunged, she dived, she jumps into the river, and here the Shantanu himself becomes mother as well as father. So there is a belief in the Hindu mythology that water of Ganges purifies us of sins, for its flows from heaven. The lady plunged into the river to wash away her sins. After many years, Devi could interpret the story and concludes, to be a good mother, to be a mother to at all, you have to renew your wifely vows every day. Hence, the mythological stories narrated by Devi's grandmother play a very important role in shaping her personality. So the third question for 10 marks, the last question for 10 marks from the novel Mother of One's, from the novel Thousand Faces of Night. Bring out the central theme of the novel, The Thousand Faces of Night. What's the central theme of the novel? Thousand Faces of Night. The central theme of this novel revolves around marriage. The protagonist Devi faced in dealing with the men and society, problems and inner tensions that a woman had to face in her life. It was a story of a girl, Devi, who studied abroad in the modernized and westernized society, came back to India and got arranged marriage within the social structure of male dominating society where she cannot identify herself and felt miserable and indifferent. The idea of gender as a cause of women's suffering and positioning in the society is also one of the themes. Due to the gender, the life of woman changes after marriage because now the husband and the male dominating society demands totally different role and responsibilities to be performed by them. Now their only duty remains is to look after their husband, in-laws, household work and producing children. Nowhere in the text has the word daughter been used for referring to the birth of the new child in the family. So all the characters presented in the story became the victim of their own gender, lose their sense of self and identity. In the Indian society, the womanhood refers to faithful wife who left behind all her willingness and interest and devotes her life entirely to her husband. This is the life that the woman should have to live after her marriage according to the mythologies of Indian culture. So hence we can say that the Thousand Faces of Night deals with the identity crisis of modern Indian women like Devi. Modern women do not want to be tied by the bonding of traditional values. Rather, they want to fly, but that desire is cut off after marriage. Seeking her emancipation and own identity, Devi eloped with Gopal, violating the traditional norms. So, in this novel, Geeta Hariharan sensitively portrays the condition of Indian women caught between tradition and modernity. She diligently captures their split consciousness, as a result of which we find through a set of representative characters both their submissiveness and the struggle for individuality. So these are the 30 marks questions we have discussed so far from the novel Thousand Faces of Night. Now we are going to discuss here 10 marks questions from the two poems and two TED Talks. Question number one, you have to select here only two questions out of four. Why do the wandering singers not wait anywhere and keep traveling? So, in Sarojini Naidu's poem Wandering Singers live a free and simple life. They don't settle in one place or form deep attachments because they believe they are meant to travel wherever fate takes them. So, this is shown in the poem by the phrase voice of the wind. The purpose is to sing songs, tell stories to people everywhere, spreading memories of the past like old cities, battles, and kings. They feel that they belong to the whole world, not just to one place or one group of people. So they don't stop for love, comfort, or happiness. They keep moving because that is the life they have chosen, and they find meaning and joy in such kind of journey. Question number two: how does Maya Angelou capture the triumph in Still I Rise? Maya Angelou shows triumph by saying that no matter how badly people treat her or try to bring her down with lies and unfairness, she will never give up. She will always rise again with strength and pride. She uses the strong and the beautiful comparisons like dust rising, sun and moon always shining, tides moving with power, to show that she cannot be stopped. She speaks with confidence and pride, showing that she is proud of who she is. Her words give hope and strength, especially to people who have faced discrimination or pain. In this way, she celebrates courage, hope, and victory over struggles. Last question for 5 marks. Differentiate between TED and TEDx. So it's a compulsory question. This question appeared even in 2023 also. So it may reappear. TED Talks and TEDx Talks. They are the platforms created for sharing inspiring ideas and stories. However, they both share a TED brand. They also have differences, which first difference, organizational structure. TED Talks are organized by the official TED organization, whereas TEDx Talks are independently organized by local communities or organizations under a TEDx license. Second, event scale. TED conferences are large scale events that bring together renowned speakers and a global audience, while TEDx events are smaller in scale, often focused on a specific locality or community. Speaker selection difference. TED Talks feature established experts, industry leaders, influential figures as speakers, whereas TEDx Talks offer opportunities for a broader range of speakers, including emerging experts, passionate individuals, and community members. Last difference, production quality. TED Talks are known for their high production value, including professional lighting, staging, audiovisual support. TEDx Talks might have more modest production value, differs depending on the resources and the capabilities of the local organizers. So TEDx and TED differences, common question which was asked even last year also in 2023 also, 2023, 2024, two times the same question has come. Prepare well. So far we have completed here unit 1 or section A of the question paper, that is for 40 marks. So friends, I have already done the videos on all the topics: model question paper, BU question paper, BNU question paper, 5 question papers you will get. Just see the description box links in the description box or the playlist. Now let's have a discussion very rapidly the remaining 20 marks from the section B. So here you have 4 sections, and each section you have choices, and you need to opt 5 marks, 1 questions with lot of choices. Question number 1. Now, in this section, you have choices: 2 questions from group discussion, 1 question from Pechakucha. That's for 5 marks. So Pechakucha will be for descriptive question. So what is Pechakucha presentation? Pechakucha is a concise presentation format where speaker shows 20 slides, each slide for 20 seconds, total duration for 6 minutes 40 seconds. Such presentations are used to share the creative ideas or stories. How did Pechakucha originate? Pechakucha was created in 2003 by two Japanese architects, Astrid Klein and Mark Ditham, in Tokyo. They wanted a simple and efficient way for designers to present their work without any boring talks. Mention any 2 steps involving Pechakucha. First, select 20 key images which support the main ideas and add some visual effects. Second, practice timing your talk so that you can explain each slide in exactly 20 seconds, and the total duration should be 6 minutes 40 seconds. So you may have Pechakucha theory questions also. Now, you have a choice here. If you don't like to attempt this question, you can attempt a question writing content for the group discussion. You have to write a script for the GD topic. So here you will be having two questions. So how to write that script for the GD topic? Just have a look at this sample answer. Moderator, what moderator says, what participant 1 say, what participant 2 says, what participant 3 says. So this is how you have to prepare the GD script. So you'll be having one more question. So you can pause the video and you can practice, or you can have a look at this GD GD script. I'm sorry. So what will I suggest to you here? Writing GD script is very tough task. Better you remember the Pechakucha content. Pechakucha content, meaning of Pechakucha, etc. So you can watch my special video on Pechakucha. Links are available in the description box. Next question, next part. Next section, again you have to attempt 5 questions, and here you will be having circular, travel writing, and article writing. You have choices here. So first question is here. You are the manager of Bhuvana company. You are instructed by the management to inform the employees of the company about the incentive or bonus that has been declared for them. Draft a circular letter to convey the message. It's a circular. So generally what happens, company's letterhead will be like this: company name, etc. Then circular, date, subject. This is to inform that all the employees that management has approved incentive so and so. It will be it will be on effective from so and so, right? Then HR department. So circular will be very short and very brief. Second question, travelogue. You have to write your travel experience. Suppose you went to Lal Bagh in Bangalore. How was your experience? How did you go, etc. So you write about your experience, like travel experience. Then the third question, an article. Article means just like write an essay on the given topic. So here the topic is impact of mobile phones on children. So you can pause the video and you can read it. So in this section 2, you have three choices: circular writing, travelogue writing, travel writing, and article writing. So select whichever you feel comfortable. Now, third section for unit B. Here you have two choices. Either you attempt letter or email. So you have 3 4 questions. You can attempt any one. So first, what is a professional mail? Draft a professional mail to attend placement training in Bangalore. So last time in 2023, they asked what is casual mail. So you can watch my video in 2023. So professional mail means to say which is a very formal mail, official, work related, academic communication, clear, concise, polite. So generally the mail format will be to address. To address means to say the receiver's email ID, subject, salutation, and then greetings from HR department in the body of the letter and best regards. You can read the content. I will not read the content. Similarly, you have one more question here. You have successfully completed the skating tournament organized in your college. Write a letter of appreciation. So here you have to write a letter of appreciation. So I have not written the upper part: sender address, receiver address, date. You have to mention the body of the letter. So general letter writing format you have to follow here. Congratulate. You need to congratulate. Third is here apology letter. Similarly, apology to your teacher for not attending classes regularly. So here your name, your class, section, register number, name of the college, and who is your class teacher, right? Subject, body of the letter, thank you, yours faithfully, and your name. Apology letter. So you have here good choices. Two email, one letter, select anyone, whichever you feel comfortable. So now we are coming to the last section of your question paper, that is a social media content writing. And here you'll be having questions for blog writing, writing on Facebook, Instagram, or Quora. Attempt anyone. You have good choices here. So first question you have here: write a blog on air pollution and controlling measures. Again, I would say don't get confused about those words, blog or article. Write anything whichever you come in your mind, right? Because blog is for everybody. Blog is for, it's a public reading. So write in easy language with a topic. Write in easy language. Divide your content into the paragraphs. Opening of the paragraph should be good. It should be very catchy, and also mention some sort of extra information. That's our blog. Now, write an Instagram or Facebook post on this topic: Indian street food chats. So remember, this is very creative question here. It has no specific answer. Just imagine you are writing something to promote about Indian street foods on your Insta page or on your Facebook page. How will you write? So obviously we have to use hashtags. So we have to give very catchy line here. So you can pause the video and you can just go through Pani Puri, Phel Puri, Dahi Puri. And the third one is here Quora. Write on Quora on the topic effects of excessive screen time. So generally, when we write something on Quora, what does it mean? Somebody has asked a question on the Quora platform. So someone has asked a question, what are the effects of excessive screen time? So this platform is an open platform where if you know the answer, anybody can write any answer. So you are writing here something in the form of a question and in the form of the answer. So in this last section, you have good choices. Opt this question, writing on Insta or Facebook post. That's going to give you the best marks using the hashtag. So friends, this is how you can have a look here, your syllabus. This is a syllabus, novel Thousand Faces of Night, Wandering Singer, Shall I Rise, Two TED Talks, Speaking Skills, Pechakucha, Public Speaking, Copywriting, Business Writing, Travel Writing, Article Writing, Email Writing, Letter Writing, Social Media Content Writing. This is the complete syllabus. So friends, I have done my best. I have tried my best to solve the question paper of fourth semester BA Generic English NEP syllabus under Bangalore North University, especially only for Bangalore North University. So BNU students, I hope you like this video and I hope this video will definitely help you a lot to score well in the examination. Just check the previous year's question paper also, 2023 model question paper I have done. All the videos, links you can see in the description box. And I must thank you for being connected with my channel for the continuous fourth semester, because in the fifth semester you don't have English. But don't disconnect, keep watching my videos. My videos will have the stories, lessons, etc. That's going to amuse you a lot. So thank you so much. God bless you. Wish you very good luck for your future. Thank you once again.